Cust's arrest is a great success for you, Poirot. It's all clear now, except maybe one or two details.
Details? Ah, mon ami. The devil is in the detail, as we say.
Excuse me?
Patience, Hastings. Everything will be clear once our guests arrive. Best be prepared. Slip a revolver into your pocket before they do.
A revolver?
Now we're going to do the old gather everyone and give the answer.
Trust me. It is important you carry a weapon for this meeting. I will lend you mine.
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be able to play your role. Wait one moment, I will bring you my weapon.
In other words, Hastings, you're kind of dumb. Alrighty. Bring the revolver to Hastings. Alright. Look how my hands go up whenever I stop walking. Where's my revolver?
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas.
Oh. Alright. I gotta find my revolver, Hastings. Sorry. Where's my revolver? I haven't seen a revolver yet in this game. If I was a revolver... I better check my mustache. Oh. What kind of an achievement is that? Not what I...
The white ammunition
Alrighty.
are blank cartridges.
Here we
The
are.
others are real bullets.
Wait, what? The white ones are... I missed that.
The revolver is loaded with blancs. I still have time to choose real bullets.
Blancs.
The revolver is loaded with real bullets. I still have time to choose blancs.
Let's keep the real bullets, because I don't trust Hastings. Oh, I guess not. I guess we don't have a choice. Here you go, buddy. I got you something. Come on. I chose
What about
that.
telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas. You wouldn't...
What? I thought, No, I'm not talking to you. Bring the revolver to Hastings. Yeah. If I go over to him, though, he just wants to talk about other stuff.
The
Okay, if I go back here...
ammunition are blank cartridges. The others are real bullets.
Okay, let's give him blanks. Is that what they want?
The revolver is loaded with blancs. I still have time to choose real bullets.
Okay. Blancs. If we give him blancs, can he, have it then?
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas.
What? Oh, wait. I know what it is. Here we go. Use. Okay, you get blancs, because I don't want to go back. Alright? That's the only reason you're getting blancs, is I don't want to go back again.
Voila, I entrust you with my weapon. It has hardly been used. It is almost new.
Gandhi mustache. Is that because of peace? Opted for a non-violent ending?
Chief Inspector, is that you?
Yes. Sorry, but we haven't found anything.
Have you checked the typewriter?
And the packaging, the letter, and the ribbon reel. We've only found prints left by Cust and his landlady.
Well, never mind. I shall make do.
Exactly.
So, are you still going to hold your meeting?
Of course, Chief
Yep.
Inspector. I can hear my guest coming up the stairs.
Invite the landlady.
Why have you brought us here, Mr. Poirot?
Since Cust's arrest, I thought it was all done and dusted. Miss Gray formally identified him, as well as Miss Barnard.
Yes, and the stockings he saw drove the same brand as the ones found at my aunt's.
This is all true. However, a case is not closed if some questions remain open. And one question is, why did the murderer send me his letters? Why did he challenge me, Hercule Poirot?
Perhaps he wanted to play with you, to taunt you.
Where's the landlady?
Xenophobia? Maybe he didn't like you because you're foreign.
I may be wrong, but maybe by provoking you, he was looking for glory?
All these theories should be studied. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Wait, where's the landlady? Why did the murderer make a mistake in the address? Alrighty. I don't know. Piece of envelope with the wrong address. Sure. Letters late arrival. His address isn't very well known? I don't know. Wow. I was just randomly trying. I don't even know what the final answer was. Why'd the killer send his letters to Hercule Poirot? For xenophobia. No. For glory. No. Inferiority complex. No. What? Well, none of the others are reasons why. His address isn't well known? What? He wrote to Poirot because his address isn't very well known?
Now?
No.
You might like to explain your reasoning again.
Of course. First of all, remember that the murderer made it a rule to always post his letter before the murder. He never digressed from that rule. However, in Churston, he encountered a problem. The village has only 500 inhabitants. With advance warning, it would be easy to arrest him. Therefore, the murderer delayed his letters deliberately with the wrong address. The plan wouldn't have worked if he'd sent it to Scotland Yard or the papers because everybody knows their addresses. The mistake would have been corrected and the letter would have been on time. That is why the murderer chose me as the recipient.
Because for his plan to succeed, it was necessary for at least one of the letters to have a wrong address and get lost. It was very cunning.
Absolument. It is a very subtle plan.
I am so confused.
Matches the profile we have drawn up of him perfectly. That of an intelligent, daring and calculating murderer.
But that's not how you describe Cust.
You are quite right, mademoiselle. Like you, I find it hard to believe that this dull character is the clever murderer we are looking for.
Do madmen... I mean, if he's mad, he might have two very different sides.
No doubt. But the murderer is not mad. All the specialists agree that he does not have the profile of the psychopath.
But if Cust is not guilty, how do you explain his presence at the scene of the crimes?
Mr. Clark, the answer to your question is in the medical records of your brother's patients. Documents which Cust most certainly did not have access to.
Okay, it's the blonde.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
If it's not going to be the landlady, then it's got to be the blonde, right? She's the only other one in this group that seems like she's smart. What do we know about Cust? Wow, we know a lot about him. He was a door-to-door salesman? Yes. He was wounded? Yeah, we know that. That's true. He was in the war, never been quite the same. Well, yeah, there's like 5 things that are true here. He also tries to overcome his... No, he doesn't try to overcome by traveling by train. He hates trains. He's easily influenced. Yes, we do know that. Oh, what? How to explain Cust's presence at the crime scenes. Door-to-door salesman. What? I'm so confused.
Dr. Clark's patients' records provided a very useful list of potential victims, sorted by alphabetical order. The killer definitely used it, explaining the fact that all the victims were former patients of the doctor. It is this fact that clears Cust once and for all, because he never had access to these records. So how did he happen to be at the scene of the crimes? Either the murderer sent him there, or Cust was following him closely. Cust's highly suggestible nature leads us to the second hypothesis. The murderer was manipulating him. He systematically sent Cust to the towns where he was going to strike, so that the suspicion would land on the poor man's shoulder.
That's evil! What sort of killer could have such a plan? And what would he gain from 3 completely different murders?
Indeed, it seems unlikely that the same murderer committed all the crimes. What should we take from that?
There are 3 murderers? What?
There is not one murderer, but 3 accomplices, who all used the same scenario.
Do you mean that 3 murderers with quite different aims joined forces to create a smoke screen? Here's another question. Is it still necessary to find a motive for each crime? And the one in Andover poses problem. Why was poor Mrs. Asher killed?
Indeed. It would be best to forget this theory.
Ah, darn. That would have been so Agatha Christie, too. Just one murder is of interest to the killer.
Just one murder was of benefit to the murderer. The others were just diversions. On reflection, there is only one conclusion. The murderer killed once out of interest and twice to divert our attention. This reasoning points at 2 potential culprits.
Franklin Clark.
Donald Fraser?
Yes, mademoiselle. That's good thinking. Mr. Fraser may have killed Betty out of jealousy. Mr. Clark may have killed his brother in order to inherit his large fortune. Both have a motive.
But Donald did not have access to Dr. Clark's records.
Please allow me to disagree with you, mademoiselle.
Oh, I think Donald's firm worked for... I remember something about that, maybe?
He works for Court and Brunskill, one of whose clients was Sir Carmichael.
It doesn't prove that I went to Comeside.
You could
Nice.
have done it. And you may have used the opportunity to take a look at Sir Carmichael's records.
You think I'm guilty?
You or Mr. Franklin Clark.
That's ridiculous.
Both of you have a motive. The question is, which of you has the profile that most resembles the murderer? Let us now try and get our brain cells to
Oh,
work.
no. More random guessing for no reason. This never makes sense. Is Donald clever? No, he doesn't know what to do. Bright man with a promising career. Is he sure of himself? No, he didn't know what to do. Is he a seducer? A true gentleman? No, really? That's not it? Women seem to like him. Does Donald like trains? Oh yeah, they put him to sleep. Is he impulsive? Wow, none of those really seem to say. Maybe? No, this one? Weird. Is he generous? Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donald may share many character traits with the murderer, but he does not have his cold indifference. He has a temper. It is hard to imagine him planning anything. Also, jealousy is his motive, and crimes of passion are rarely planned.
Good. I didn't want him to be the murderer. I kind of like that
my
guy.
turn to be subjected to the same scrutiny.
Absolument, Mr. Clark.
And you have the same voice as
Now
Hastings.
try and get our brain cells to work.
So that's just weird but in itself. Is Franklin clever? Let's see. Railway children, I forget what that is. Franklin was a good student. All right. Is he sure of himself? Very plucky and sure of himself. Is Franklin a seducer? Always being courted by Franklin Clark. Does Franklin like trains? That's such a funny question. The railway children. Is Franklin impulsive? Real cold-blooded guy. Is he generous? Please allow me to pay for your train tickets. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
As you have all seen, there is a disturbing similarity between Mr. Clark's profile and that of the killer. In actual fact, it is exactly the same.
Mr. Poirot, your psychological studies are interesting, but your conclusions do not add up. Why would I have wished my brother's death? The inheritance is lawfully mine. I just have to wait.
No, you had to act quickly.
Thora Gray bothered you?
Because of Miss Gray. Mademoiselle, although you haven't been telling the truth, there is no doubt in my mind that you would have found a way to marry Sir Carmichael after Lady Clark's death. For you, Mr. Clark, it was a disaster. If Miss Gray had children by your brother, you would not have inherited a thing. You realized the danger after reading several letters from Comside, especially one in which your brother opened his heart to you. So you hurried home from China, and you took action. In truth, Cust was no more than a puppet manipulated by the real culprit. You, Mr. Clark.
Such an imagination, Mr. Poirot. In fact, nobody manipulated Cust. The famous instructions he received by post. He wrote them on the typewriter. We know that for sure.
Oh no, you know perfectly well. That is not true. Eh bien voilà, light has now been shed on the ABC murders.
Your theories are ingenious, but you haven't any proof.
One point to him. For the moment, I have no material proof. Either I admit to it, or I bluff.
Lie about the fingerprints. Invent an item of proof found in Alice Asher's tobacco shop. Say that proof's going to be easy to find. Let's lie about the fingerprint. The tobacco shop? Tobacco shop. There's a lot of stuff there.
One thing proves it. A carton of placed cigarettes you stole from Mrs. Asher and found at your home.
You have nothing on me. You're bluffing, Mr. Poirot. Come on, Thora, there's nothing
never
for
mind.
us to do here.
No, wait.
Touch me.
Thora!
I understand why you never wanted to lend me your new typewriter, and why you were searching through your brother's things, and the hole you dug on the moors. What did you hide there? The knife.
Why
you
is
used to
everyone
kill your
grinding
brother?
on the sofa?
All right.
I gotta say it.
Well played.
It's been bugging me the whole time.
The game's up.
Wait, what? I missed it, sorry. Their weird animation was distracting me. Sorry.
Don't come near me!
Ooh, nice.
I'll never let you take me, Mr. Poirot.
Blanks.
I'm sorry, Mr. Clark, there is no easy death for you. I expected your reaction, so I used blanks. I'm sorry, mademoiselle, but your second chance has been lost. Franklin Clark will never inherit his brother's fortune.
I don't get an achievement for seeing he was going to shoot himself. What a stroke of luck that was. I wasn't about to give Hastings an actual loaded gun, by the way.
Disappointed at having missed the chance to become Lady Clark, Thora Grey left England. Donald Fraser and Megan Barnard married. On Poirot's recommendation, Mary Drower started to work for Lady Clark. The elderly lady's condition suddenly took a turn for the better. And a few months later, to Dr. Logan's great surprise, she was back on her feet again. According to this eminent physician, it appears to be an extremely rare case of spontaneous remission. Lady Clark has enjoyed very good health ever since. Journal of an Innocent, the incredible story of ABC. As for A.B. Cust, after being advised by Poirot, he made a great deal of money by selling his story to the press. And as for me, and with business booming, the Black Swan has become the #1 tourist attraction in the whole of Yorkshire, even more popular than York Minster.
I don't know. So there you have it. That's Agatha Christie, the ABC Murders. I was really enjoying it to begin with, but the controls are a little wonky. They're not always spot on. The game feels kind of thrown together. The misspellings in the achievements, and this last quarter there, when you're doing the whole "let us check our brain cell" thing, you're really just having to guess at a lot of that, and it's not really solving a puzzle. You're just trying to guess at what they're getting at with no real clues or hints as to how they want you to get there. Sometimes they'd ask you a question, why was the letter late arriving there? And none of the answers that they gave you in the multiple choice really answered a why question. So for the last part there, I was really just kind of process of elimination, just kind of throwing answers up there and rearranging them, and so it kind of lost the feeling of a puzzle game and more just of a random game. So yeah, it started off kind of cool, I kind of liked it, but by the end I just felt like it was just kind of thrown together and I kind of lost momentum there. So I don't know. If you watched this whole thing, there's really no reason to purchase it, because unless you're really, the only reason to watch these videos is to get the answers to the puzzles. But otherwise, I don't know if I can recommend this. There are better puzzle games out there if you're looking for a puzzle game. And if you're looking for a good story, there are better story games out there. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad I played it just because it was something new to play, and I like mysteries, and I guess you can't really blame everything on the writers, because you got to go back to Agatha Christie, and I'm not saying her story was convoluted, but the way that they adapted it and made you figure it out, that was just a little weird. So I don't quite know if an Agatha Christie mystery is, at least in this style, the best thing to do with to base a game off of. If they would have done it a little differently, maybe it would have worked better, but the way they approached it, I'm not so sure. Also, the fact that Hastings' voice was the same voice as Clark and the guy didn't even try to change it, I also found that weird. So, they couldn't find one more guy who wanted to be a voice in a video game. Hello, I'm right here. So yeah, that's been Agatha Christie's The ABC Murders. I don't know. I can't recommend it. That's all I got. I appreciate you watching it, though. I hope you had fun listening to me pronounce Hercule Poirot's name every time. But other than that, Yeah, a couple of there are a handful of fun puzzles, but other than that, I don't know. I can't. No rave review here. Alrighty. Well, I definitely thank you for watching, though. I appreciate it, and I will see you on the next game, whatever it is. I can't say what that's going to be. It might be something coming up. It might be something you go back and watch that's been up there for a while, so who knows. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Be sure and tune in every week on the Married to the Games podcast. Gabe, Chris, Tim, and I will be talking about not just games, but whatever pops into our heads. So be sure and find that on iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you find podcasts. And of course, I'll also be here on the YouTube channel throwing up games and, well, not throwing up games, but that's a whole different medical malady. But you know what I'm saying. Alrighty. Well, thanks so much for watching. Definitely appreciate it. And we'll talk to you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.